Well, hello and welcome to Thingamajig's Racing Channel. We are here for round 3 of the Ultimate Racing League's GRSC Season 1's League of Champions. It's amazing, man. It has been an absolute banger so far, the first 2 rounds from Brands and then on to Deep Forest. So after 2 rounds, we have the Ultimate Racing League. They do 2 sprint races. There is some endurance races mixed in the season, but I do believe there's only 1 coming at the end of the season, this season. So the whole season is pretty much sprint races, 2 sprint races. They qualify for 10 minutes. Then they do the first sprint race on soft tyres all the way, pedal to the metal, right to the flag. And then there is some, we'll explain the reverse grid when we get to race 2, and they have to use medium and hard tyres in that second race, and they have to use them for a minimum of 2 laps. So very tactical, and that's pretty much the rules. This is the League of Champions. They run 6 leagues on a Sunday evening, and there is a team feature going on. There's 2 drivers with the same liveries in each league, earning points for their team. Right then, so far in the League of Champions, after 2 rounds then, we have Osman sat at the top of the table on 71 points, and I believe he drives for the F1 Benetton livery team. Then we have in second, I'll not tell you the teams because it'll just confuse things. So Osman at the top on 71 points, Bailey in second on 64 points, Toby in third on 58 points, Smith is 4th on 45 points, Grasshopper is 5th on 39 points, 6th for Unforgiven on 37 points, Fitzy is in 7th on 34 points, Toten also on 34 points, Victor in 9th on 33 points, Dergview is 10th on 31 points, Brisbane is 11th on 30 points, Neil Farmack is 12th on 27 points, Wacky Racer is 13th on 25 points, Grahamad Ali is 14th on 18 points, and Callum and Kenny D are yet to score this season. So I did mention they have teams. Maybe I'll do the teams as I do the grid. And I've got a special little thing for you this time around. Not a special thing. I've got some times. They sent me through some times because qualifying was rather tight. So, yes, just you wait and see. Right then, who's on pole? It could be anyone, couldn't it, in this championship? Toby, Bailey, Osman, bloody Brisbane. It's anyone. But let's have a look. So, looking around, and it's our man Brisbane, recently promoted to the League of Champions, and he's on pole. Was this for the second time? No, this might be his first time on pole, if I'm correct. Osman was pole sitter in round 1, and Bailey was pole sitter in round 2. So now it is Brisbane with his first pole of the League of Champions. This season is tight, and he managed it with a 130.1. And he is driving for the NASCAR team that are currently 5th on 362 points. In second place, we have Toby with a 130.150. That is 0.016 of a second off of pole position. And it looks like Toby is driving for the Touring Cars team, who are currently 2nd in their championship on 402 points. All of this information's on Facebook if you're not gripping the whole tables. In third place, we have Bailey with a 130.169, 0.035 seconds off of pole. How tight can it get? And Bailey driving for the Liquimolly team, who are currently 7th in the championship on 264 points. A lot of ground to make up there for them. In fourth place, it's Signori Victor in the Red Bull team. They are currently sat 6th on 322 points. And Victor's time was a 1:30.304, 0.170 seconds off of pole position. This was tight. I haven't told you, we're at Brazil as well, by the way. Shoddy beginning, I apologise. Then in 6th, we have Grasshopper. Currently 5th in the championship, doing extremely well, driving for the Le Mans team, and they're currently 4th with 365 points in the table. Next up, we have Agent Smith in 6th, again for the Red Bull team, like Senorita Victor, and they'll be looking to bag some big points. Smith currently 4th in the championship and eager to stay with those top 3. Moving on to 7th on the grid, it's Fitzy with the Martini team. They're currently 3rd in their team championship on 368 points. I'll do a run through for that team championship at the end. It's just giving you an idea, an introduction. I did say they're all using Nissans as well in this. I'm sure I didn't, but I'll say I did, and then you might believe me. So that's Fitzy, was it? I've even forgotten who it was. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's Fitzy. Sorry, Fitzy. He did a 1:30.626, 0.492 off of pole, with Smith doing a 1:30.568, which was 0.434 off pole. So it's so tight, so tight. Then in 8th, it's Osman. He drives for the F1 team, the Benetton team, that are currently at the top of the table on 437 points, but he does not have his Benetton livery on, and I'm pretty sure it's his side, because I've deleted out of the replay at least 3 times to see if I can pull that livery up, and it did not come up any time. So I don't think he actually had a livery, but I may be wrong. Still, it's nice. It can remind us of that god-awful film that I never got to the end of because I turned it off because, oh my God, I think not long after the police chase, and the hood was in the real car. Anyway, I'm surprised it didn't go into third view. This is Toten in 9th in the second NASCAR, and I don't have the times for these guys, I'm afraid. It only shows you the top 8 in the little photo. But Toten will be looking to get some movement going up there and hope some of them come a cropper. And then in 10th place, we have Dergview for Licky Molly, whatever. He's in 10th, with Unforgiven in the second touring car in 11th place. He got a podium last time out, ladies and gents, so don't count him out. So a quick look at that team championship. I know it's been a lot. You're here for racing, not for all of this, but it has to happen. So team 1 is at the top of the championship. That's the F1 Benetton team. They're on 437 points. In second is team 3, which is the touring cars team, and they're on 402 points. In third place, we have team 8, which is the Martini team. They're on 368 points. In fourth place, we have team 2, which is the Le Mans team, and they're on 365 points, only 3 points behind third place. In fifth place, team 5, NASCAR, and they're on 362 points. So it's a right tight one between third, fourth, and fifth there. What a jumble. In sixth, we have team 7, which is Red Bull. They're on 322 points. In seventh, we have team 4, which is Lickimolli, and they're on 264 points. And in 8th, we have Team 6, which I've just called the Graffiti team, and they're on 232. But they've got no representation in this league. Callum only showing up for that first race, and Kenny D, I think he's upgraded to a PS5, and Kaz wants him to pay again for Gran Turismo 7. If paying for it enough on a PS4 wasn't enough, he's got to pay full price for some reason. I don't know. I thought there was a £10 extra and you could get it on the PS5, but maybe he didn't opt for that. Who knows? So, rolling start, ladies and gentlemen. Soft tyres, 17 laps, full adrenaline. There is a second between pretty much the whole grid. This is going to be tight. It's hard to overtake at Interlagos. We are going to have fun. Here we go. I'm sure I've missed loads of stuff. So the lights go, and it's race on here. 17 laps for the League of Champions, for the Ultimate Racing League. And Bailey trying to warm his tyres up a little bit there in the background. Saw him weaving slightly, trying to get some heat into those tyres before they enter that first corner. You can't drop it, or you'll be straight to the back, and it looks pretty clean for the whole field all the way through. Fantastic stuff. Unforgiven looking like he's closing up to Derg, who's right on the back of Totem. Brilliant stuff. Brisbane at the moment trying to do the great getaway from Toby, but Toby has got his number, and he is all up and in his rear derriere as Bailey sits and watches, waiting for his moment to shine. But Toby really applying the pressure to the wound, and Brisbane having to just suck it up at the moment as they go through the hairpins. And it looked a little bit wily there from Bailey, but he's got it settled now. And Victor, all he can do is follow through as a Grasshopper there in 5th. Then we have Smith in 6th, not that used to being that far down. Fitzy in 7th, right on the case, and Osman in 8th. He's our championship leader, don't forget, and he's in 8th at the moment. Brazil, not a favoured track maybe for him, but he's looking around the outside of Fitzy, but it is not there. And oh my God, Toten's got himself a penalty, paying a penalty right now, and that helps Dergview find his way up and past him on the hill. Can Unforgiven also do it? They will have a speed differential there, and Totem, yes, easily getting swallowed up there by Unforgiven when it's side by side in the corners. Totem being very brave on the brakes, and he holds on to the apex of the corner, and Totem remains in 10th place, giving Unforgiven the cold shoulder there and telling him he's gonna have to wait and fight for that position. Meanwhile, Brisbane still under the cosh of Toby not letting him get away, and Bailey itching to get into the party. Look at this, nothing, no quarter given here. Everyone exactly where they qualified. It is a tight field, ladies and gentlemen. Victor going a little wide there, but it's okay. I think as long as you've got a wheel on the curb, you won't get that dreaded penalty. But Brazil can throw him out quite easily, so you do have to be very careful. Brisbane then, already with 1 win under his belt this season, looking for number 2, but Toby also winning, I believe. No, Toby may have not, actually. It's been Osman, Bailey, Brisbane. So Toby looking for his first win of the season. And Bailey there, he knows that winning feeling. Victor in 4th, Grasshopper 5th, Smith in 6th, Fitzy in 7th, Osman in 8th, Derg up and into 9th, but Totem wants the position back. Totem all over him. He's going to go for a look at the inside. Late on the brakes. Can he fix it? Yes, he can. And Totem there with full confidence with his car going into that first corner. And wow, just wow, ladies and gentlemen. Look back, sit back and be amazed. Totem pulling off an absolutely cracking move on Derg there. And Unforgiven just sitting, hanging back, waiting for the race to start. And Brisbane at the moment, he is now really under the pressure. Toby's got the fastest lap that second time round, and he is really starting to lean on the back of Brisbane. Look at this, it couldn't be any tighter. And they've gapped themselves away from Bailey somewhat, but Toby has an itch, ladies and gentlemen. He has an itch, and he wishes to get by. There's someone in his way. It's Brisbane. So on board with Toby, we make our way around right under the chuff of Brisbane. And Toby looking to score some big points for his team today. He's lining him up, getting a slight toe. It's a bit of a toe, but I don't think it's enough. Oh, he is coming up alongside him, ladies and gentlemen. But it's just not enough, I don't believe. And Brisbane has that one covered off. And Toby, he's going to have another run at him down here. He's got a better run through that corner. He's going to be carrying a little more speed. He might be able to get at least halfway up at him. Hey, up, that's what she said. And then maybe make a move. But Brisbane being very defensive there, parking his car right in the middle of the track and giving Toby absolutely no options whatsoever. And Toby has to sit back and wait for another opportunity. This is racing, ladies and gentlemen. A masterclass in close contact racing. Beautiful stuff. Bailey in 30s gets to watch as Victor is putting pressure on Bailey, I must say. Bailey is he's not racing away from Victor, and Victor giving Bailey a lot to think about in the Liquor Molly car. Smith in 5th place. He's made a position up, hasn't he? He's got past Grasshopper, is it? Oh, hang on. Yes, Grasshopper qualified in 5th, so sorry, I missed that. Smith has made an absolute blinding move, I'm sure, past a Grasshopper, with Fitzy lining Grasshopper up next. Osman in the mix still. Championship leader, don't forget. It's not in the position he probably would like to be. He'd like to be up there in the top 3. Try and maintain his championship lead. Dirk at the moment is trying to find his pace. Totem pulling away from him after that move, and it does look like Unforgiven and Derg at the moment not finding the pace that's in these Nissans. Brisbane still leads. Oh no, 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 no. Sorry, I'm getting excited. What bejeebus happened there? Maybe nothing, but it seemed like something. It seemed like skidding and then he wasn't around. No, everything's cool. It's just the cameraman throwing us off. I panicked for nothing, ladies and gentlemen. It was nothing. Oh my word. I thought he'd skidded off. But Brisbane at the moment in full control. No issues whatsoever. And I'm sure it's not in the back of his mind of what happened the last round on the curbs when he was sat in 2nd place. But Toby, he is on the pressure cooker now. He is absolutely holding the flames to Brisbane's Butsky, and Brisbane just has to get moving. Bailey under pressure. It looks like Victor is starting to get the shuffle on here at Brazil and wants to get his move done. And Bailey could be in trouble here with Victor absolutely biting, chomping at the bit, with Smith there trying to catch up the guys ahead. But the speed is such here, it's hard to gain ground. Grasshopper in 6th place with Fitzy in 7th, and Osman catching up with Fitzy, it seems. Toten on his way as well. 31.1 last time around from him, but he's just about to cross the line again with a 31.2. Osman 31.6 last time around, so Toten will be on the back of Osman. But I think Fitzy might be slowing Osman down somewhat now. And Osman, he's going to be in trouble if he doesn't get this move done early doors. And Smith's got away from that little crowd. But Grasshopper, Fitzy and Osman, nothing betwixt them, nothing at all. And Osman is a man on the move. He's shaking his tail feathers, ladies and gentlemen. He is getting things done. And Osman then fighting hard. He's going to find a Toten all over his rear derriere. And this is good for Grasshopper, though. Grasshopper seems to be able to pull out a little bit as Fitzy pushing hard to try and push onto Grasshopper. And he's got Osman all up in his derriere. And what can he do? But you just park these cars on the apex. There's only a couple of places, really, opportune manoeuvres, overtaking opportunities. If you don't get this corner right, then you're buggered up the hill, and that is what Osman is hoping. But it looks like Fitzy got it absolutely bob on, and he's on his way. What is happening at the front, you say? Well, Brisbane, he is eked out a little bit of a lead. He's got the fastest lap with a 30.3, and he's got himself a little bit of breathing space from Toby. Not a lot, but a little bit. Bailey also looks like he's eked himself out a little bit of breathing space. from Victor. So it's just status quo in the top 4. Smith a 31.3 last time around, his teammate a 30.8. So no threat there from Smith attacking the top 4, it would seem. Grasshopper 31.3, Fitzy 31.6, Osman a 31.7, Totem a 31.4. He is half a second nearly faster than the guys ahead of him, and he is going to be dancing up to their rears. Well, he's there now. Look, he's already there. As oh, it's Fitzy. Fitzy's lost the position to Osman. I apologise. When? No, he's behind Fitzy there. Sorry, I might have jumped back too much. So Osman absolutely has given Fitzy no peace over the last 2 laps, and he's really starting to press on now. He knows he's got Totem catching him up. He's gone for the move there, up the inside. Nothing Fitzy can do about that, and a beautiful move from the championship leader there, up into 7th, and Grasshopper next is what he's got to be thinking. That's his mindset. And Fitzy, hopefully he can stay on pace and not let him affect him as Totem comes ever closer. Totem on an actual push, ladies and gentlemen, a real one. He's going for it, going for gold. So Totem, Fitzy, Osman in a right fight now, and Grasshopper might find himself being caught by Osman. Grasshopper coming up towards the line and getting himself the lap time of a 31.2. Osman with that overtake, a 30.9. So yes, Grasshopper, he's going to have to start watching himself. Lap 8 of 17. We're nearly halfway through the race. Agent Smith absolutely flying in 5th place, but I don't think he can match Victor's pace at the moment. Victor in 4th, still chasing down Bailey, who is catching up. No, Toby is closing back in on Brisbane. He was having a rest, ladies and gentlemen, and now he is back on the operation. He's back in the fight. So Toby then closing back in on Brisbane, and Brisbane trying to control the race. He has the lead, and like I say, Brazil very difficult to overtake, but like we've already seen from Osman, it can be done. So Brisbane, he can't rest for a second, can't take his eye off the ball. He's got to just keep on pushing, or he'll find Toby all up and in his business. Toby now up the hill. He's trying to get a tow as they come around the start-finish line. Start lap 9. Tyres are looking good, fuel is fine. He's right up his chuff now. Brisbane's pulled right over to the inside to stay, and Toby's just got his nose ahead, but Brisbane's got the inside line. It's side by side. Toby's just edging ahead, and Brisbane might be off the road there. Brisbane might have been off the road somewhat, and that's going to be a struggle. He's not got a penalty, so everything looks tidy. But that was an absolute banging one between these two, and a little love punt from Toby there to Brisbane. No love lost here between these two riders, and Bailey is loving the sight of this. Bailey is going to be in the action if these two keep giving each other love punts. And he's saying, keep it up, boys, keep it up, I'm on my way. As the sun rises here in Brazil for Interlagos, round 3 of the Ultimate Racing League GRSC Season 1. This is the League of Champions, ladies and gentlemen. There's a good reason it's the League of Champions. Look at the racing that we have going on here. Brisbane clinging on to the lead. Toby absolutely putting the pressure right on him, and Bailey closing in now to give it us a lovely little menage a trois. Victor's clinging on to their tails as well, with Smith in 5th, and it looks like Smith may have made of... No, it looks like they're catching Smith up though. No, maybe it's just I thought he was further ahead of those guys, but Smith still within touching distance. 31.9. That was a bit of a slower lap, that one. And Grasshopper 30.9, going faster than he's gone because he knows Osman is on an absolute tear. Osman found the secret. He's got the key. He's got the He's got the key. He's got the. I've got the key. I've got the secret. I don't know. It's an old 90s dance song. But he's got it. Osman's got it. He's cracked open the nut that is Brazil. He has found the hidden pace. His quest is now clear. He has to fight his way through the crowd. And Grasshopper is next on his list. Osman's on fire, ladies and gentlemen. Brisbane still leads from Toby. Bailey in third. I know it's a tight fight, but Osman is the man who is moving and shaking at the moment. And we need to watch this closely. Fitzy and Totem starting to get a fight going behind this as well. We saw Totem was absolutely flying. Earlier. And Fitzy, a 1:31.1 last time around. He's got the speed up message after losing the position to Osman. And Totem a 31.1. So similar times from the pair of them as they come up their hill. Osman, though, looking for a way past Grasshopper. Grasshopper trying to stay to the back of Smith. And Smith is just trying to stay away from the whole shebang, ladies and gentlemen. So Grasshopper then, he got through that corner quite nicely. Smith as well. Well, Smith maybe not so much. Grasshopper looks like he really is starting to get into a little scuffle with Smith there up ahead. This is a cracking race in lap 11 of 17. It is electric. Osman versus Grasshopper. Now Grasshopper versus Smith as they close in to each other. Fitzy maybe under threat from Totem. Totem absolutely slinging Nissan around the Brazilian track with Dirk in 10th and Unforgiven in 11th. Brisbane still leads from Toby and Bailey has arrived. He has entered the chat, ladies and gentlemen. This is going to be a three-way battle in the final 6 laps. Brisbane driving on rails, driving the nuts off of that Nissan, trying to stay ahead of Toby and Bailey. Bailey already 2 wins under his belt. Toby, a drought, an absolute drought, and that shall not go. He needs the win to stay in this fight. Toby having another look at Brisbane. Is going to be tight again. Bailey staying to the outside, hoping something goes wrong between these guys. Why does the cameraman never follow it? Brisbane then mainly staying around by the skin of his teeth, but Toby really wants it. He wants it so bad. And Brisbane holds on for another lap as Toby goes all mental on his ass. I don't know. So Brisbane and Toby looking for a move around the outside, and we saw between Hamilton and Verstappen, that's never a good move to make. Bailey now is trying to insert himself into the party, and Brisbane still leads from Toby, and Toby's over the curbs. He's got a little shake on. Bailey's having a look around the outside, but it's okay. Toby's got the apex and he is camping. He is camping on the apex, and Bailey shall not pass. And Brisbane, I'd say he gets a breather, but I tell you, to say Toby was totally out of control then, he's managed to maintain a good distance from Brisbane, and he's going on the attack again. Oh my word, Brisbane is going to need therapy after this race. Never has a man had so much pressure throughout one race, and Toby has been relentless. And Brisbane just having to try and cling on to this one as Toby again with a toe pulling up alongside. And Brisbane's done this twice before. He knows the drill. On the brakes, Toby slightly ahead, but Brisbane's got the inside line and Brisbane comes through. That was terrible. I do apologise. I looked at Bailey by accident. and Bailey fancies it. He thinks if this is going to continue, I'm going to be able to get into this. Brisbane still leads. Toby in second, Bailey in third. It is absolutely tooth and nail, and Victor's arriving now. My words. Oh, Toby and Bailey trading paint. Toby and Bailey are having a trade-off of paint, and Brisbane says, yes, lads, yes, yes, yes. That is what we need. Victor's now involved. This has gone from a menage a trois to a group party situation. We're going to need more lube. So Brisbane leads just from Toby, Bailey and Victor in fourth. All nose to tail. Toby's up, and we'll have to have another look, because my word, what happened? So Toby then, he was right on the rear derriere of Brisbane. Oh, that was great, wasn't it? He sort of went in there, and I think he kind of threw it up the inside of Brisbane. Now I think he's trying to lift, maybe not, to let Brisbane through, so he just slung it in. I'm sorry, that was terrible. We're going to have to get on the back of his car and look at it. I'm sorry. So let's have a look. What an awful view, I know, but the cameras just aren't pointing in the right direction. So he's just gone last dash hope, parked it on the apex. I mean, it's a cheeky move, but I don't think it's illegal. So, yeah, he stopped himself. He didn't use Brisbane as the brakes, but he was in Brisbane's way, but he was up a car length. Now Brisbane losing the position to Bailey, being caught off guards on the back foot, and he slipped down to third, maybe fourth, because Victor's tucked right up in the back of Bailey, and he doesn't want to give Brisbane the space to cut back in, but Brisbane finds the space, but Brisbane picks up a penalty. Oh God, oh my God, Kaz, you are a sadistic man. And Bailey then, Toby leads, Brisbane in second, but he's got a 1 second penalty on lap 14 of 17, and Victor's shuffled himself up to third as Bailey now slips down to fourth place, and you can't keep track of what's going on here. They are shuffling, and Brisbane then has to get going. He has to get going because he doesn't want to be anywhere near Victor and Bailey. Bailey going for another move on Victor up the inside, and I'm not sure if Victor give him that one. Maybe, I'm not sure. And Bailey, lovely smooth move if it was. And Victor in, and Smith under pressure from Grasshopper as their wheels are squealing around now. Osman in seventh, didn't quite make an impact on Grasshopper just yet, but Smith is under pressure, but Smith caught up this fight at the front as well. They've slowed each other down, and that is terrible for Brisbane. He could slip about 4 or 5 places here with that 1 second penalty. Toby is getting gone, and Brisbane, oh no, he is in trouble, ladies and gentlemen, with Bailey right up his jacks. Victor, Smith and Grasshopper and Osman. There could be a lot of positions to lose here, as Brisbane then has to force slow down, and he loses a place to Victor, Smith, Bailey, and that's it. It seems to be holding ground. No, Grasshopper just sneaks by as well, and Brisbane down and into 6th place. Oh my word. Osman in 7th, Totem in 8th, Fitzy in 9th, Derg in 10th, with Unforgiven in 11th place. Toby, yet to win a race this season so far, is leading the first sprint race, round 3 here, and Bailey under pressure from Victor, and Smith has found himself up and into 4th place. Fantastic stuff. Grasshopper in 5th, Brisbane in 6th, with Osman in 7th, Toten in 8th, Fitzy in 9th, Derg in 10th, with Unforgiven in 11th. What a battle we have seen. It is not over yet, with Bailey and Victor still fighting hard, and Smith there as well. This has been, good morning, Agent Smith. What a race, my friend. What an absolute banger of a race. Toby then leads from Bailey, Victor and the 2 Red Bull boys, Victor and Smith, coming up strong from the rear. And can they get past Bailey? It looks like Bailey's got into his rhythm now. And Brisbane, he'll be looking for positions, won't he? Where is he? No, he's a little bit... he's got a problem with Osman. Osman is right there, and Brisbane, oh, this is a bad day at the office for Brisbane. A 1 second penalty putting him down 4 or 5 places, and Osman chomping at the bit to get by. It's unbelievable racing we are seeing here, and Brisbane still all up and in. Osman all up in Brisbane's business, and Brisbane's tyres are worn a little more than Osman's. Is that Grasshopper making a move on Smith? It looked like he was having a close look at the situation. Toby then is leading. We're on lap 16. We're on the penultimate lap, ladies and gentlemen. Next lap around is the final lap of this race, and Toby leads from Bailey and Victor in third, but Agent Smith is under the pressure from Grasshopper. Brisbane still under pressure from Osman. Osman fancies it, for heaven's sakes, and Toten closing in. The second NASCAR, Brisbane's teammates. Dare he go for it? And you can see Brisbane then, he was snaking coming out the corner. He's gotten very little grip left in that car, and he's struggling for grip now in this final lap, and he's off, ladies and gentlemen. I said he was struggling for grip. You could see his car snaking around, and he slipped down the field, and poor Brisbane, it is not his evening. Derg maybe getting a lucky spot, but no, he stays ahead of him, and that's then puts Grasshopper up and into 5th place. Oh no, he was. I don't even know who moved. Osman moved up to 7th. Well, he was already in 7th, wasn't he? Fitzy up into 8th. Brisbane is in 9th now. Did Toten get past Osman? He did. Did he? I've lost. Yeah. So yeah, because Osman should have gone up into that position, but I feel he already overtook Toten. So yeah, I could go back and look, I suppose. Go on then, just to see. Because I thought Osman... Here we go, it happened here. Before Brisbane made his... Oh yeah, because he hit him, and that's how Toten had a better run up the hill. Sorry. Yeah, Toten had a better run up the hill than Osman. Yeah, he's already gone past him, sorry. There you go, that's what happened there. So on the final lap now, Toby easily leading the race ahead of Bailey, and Victor looking like a podium, and Smith there, great showing for the Red Bull team. Grasshopper in 5th, Toten coming up and into 6th, ahead of Osman, who'll be fancying that position back. And he's chasing down Toten. This race is far from over, even though they're on the final lap. Fitzy in 8th, with Brisbane in 9th. And Derg giving him something to think about in the Liquor Molly team. But it's Toby then, coming around down towards the final corner. And yes, for his first win of the Season 1 GRSC. Sorry, I have to keep looking at it just to make sure I get it right. So Toby, fantastic drive. It finally came. Well done. And there you go. Great drive, great race. Fantastic stuff. Bailey comes home in 2nd, and Victor a podium. Fantastic. Smith in 4th, Grasshopper 5th, Toten 6th, Osman in 7th. Fitzy brings it home in 8th place, with Brisbane staying ahead of Derg for 9th, 10th for Derg, and Unforgiven. They were all very tight there, coming home in 11th spot. What an absolute banger of a race, and you've got to feel for Brisbane there. Absolutely, he's just getting some rough luck in these last couple of rounds. But Toby, first win of the championship. This makes this championship hot. Toby's in 3rd at the moment. So that is a well-injected bunch of points that he needed. Bailey in 2nd. Victor comes home in 3rd. I don't know if that's Victor's first podium of the season. It could be, you know. Yes, I think that's Victor's first podium in the League of Champions this season. So big congratulations. Look, I'm writing things down now. Look, I'm like stat boy. So Victor's got himself third place, taking the League of Champions serious, I tell you. Smith in fourth, Grasshopper in fifth, Toten in sixth, Osman came home in seventh, with Fitzy finishing in eighth. Brisbane then, that should put Brisbane on pole in the next race, with Dirgeview in second and Unforgiven starting third. Then it should be fourth for Fitzy, fifth for Osman, sixth for Toten, seventh for Grasshopper, eighth for Smith, ninth for Victor, 10th for Bailey, and Toby should start 11th. Shall we see if them predictions are correct? Just call me Nostradamus. Mama, is this race going to be tight? So in this second race, don't forget, they have to use the mediums and the hard tyres, both tyres. And they can only, I mean, they have to use them for a minimum of 2 laps, whichever way round it is. We have seen that they have mainly been staying, well, they've been staying on the harder tyre. Oh, don't look at that. They've been staying on the harder tyre for, I don't want that, sorry guys, for more than 2 laps. So we saw some of them staying up until 5 laps. So it's a bit tactical, this race. So Brisbane, as we predicted, is starting on pole, and he is starting with the medium tyre. Derg starting in second. He is also starting on the medium tyre. Hang on, because I got confused last time. So if I write these down, Brisbane, if I put an M next to his name, and Derg, M, shoot, my glasses fell off. I broke this arm on my glasses today. Unforgiven is starting in third on the hard tyre. Fitzy starting fourth on the medium tyre. Then we've got Osman starting fifth on the mediums. Then we have Totem. He's got a hard on. Then we have a Grasshopper also with hards on. Then we have Smith. He's got hards on. Where is he? Smith, hard. Victor, also hard. There's a lot of hard boys out there. Bailey, also hard. And Toby starting with the hard tyres. So I tell you, most of the field is starting on hards there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 starting on the hard tyre. Will they just do the 2 laps?
Always the best.
And Smith in the chat saying good morning, and he also says Monday's commute to work, always the best. Well, I'm glad, but you've shot your load already. You should save it till you're comfortable at home with some snackage. So Brisbane then leads them away, and he's got Derg behind him. The medium tyres of Brisbane, he's going to absolutely try and bolt. He's going to dip, ladies and gentlemen. Bounce, they call it. And Brisbane then, he's going to be trying to get away from Derg. Derg is on those medium tyres as well. Unforgiven on the hard tyres is going to struggle against Fitzy, who is on the medium tyres. Fitzy in the Martini car. Unforgiven in the grey and a luminous yellow touring car colours. But the first few corners should be equal status, as the tyres are still quite cold. But as soon as they start heating up, the medium tyres are going to come to life. Has Osman got a livery on now? Honestly, I turned on and off that first replay 2 or 3 times to try and get Osman's livery. And there we go, Fitzy making the move Those medium tyres coming into action early doors, and Unforgiven, he's going to just have to cling on for a short while now. Osman also on those medium tyres, looking to get the moves done on Unforgiven as he clings on to position. Beautiful shot there as they come through, and now it's Totem lining up, but he's on the hard tyre as well. So Unforgiven, maybe his free fall has finished. I think they're all on hard tyres behind him now. That's it. They're all on the hard tyre. Oh gosh, Victor had a rough start. So Brisbane on the medium tyres going for it. He's already made a break as Dirk and Fitzy are stuck within the battle. And Osman, we saw he was driving like an absolute man possessed in the earlier race. And he's going to be looking for position. Skyjacker in the chat saying, good morning, bud. And Smith also saying, tea and biscuits in the van. Oh, happy days. Doesn't get better. So Osman then setting chase for Fitzy as he says chase for Dirk, but it's going to be a short chase because Fitzy's going for the move already under brakes, and Dirk, is there anything he can do? He's on the outside, you can't defend on the outside, and Fitzy makes that move. Super stuff. Oh no, Dirk was out wide there, and I'm sure that's a penalty position. It doesn't look like it. Oh, there we go. So Dirk is going to soon find Osman, although I don't think Osman's going to hang around until the penalty zone. Toten right there in 5th place as Unforgiven. Then he's lost a position to Toten, and Unforgiven trying to hold back Agent Smith with Bailey, Toby, Grasshopper, and not Victor, but Grasshopper all lined up behind him. But that's all right. We saw Victor come back before. He'll be back up and in their rear dairy air. They're on lap 2 now. This is, Smith up on the curbs. Unbelievable there. As Smith tries to close in to Unforgiven. And Fitzy, we saw him get the move done. And Osman also getting the move done on Dirk there. Oh, poor Dirk on a free fall. He's on those medium tyres, though. He can stay out there. Totem now, this is where we'll see anyone coming in. Who's coming in? Is Unforgiven? No, Unforgiven stayed out. Smith has stayed out. Toby stayed out. Grasshopper stayed out. And Victor stayed out. But Bailey is taking the risk for a early medium tyre set. Brisbane is bolting, ladies and gentlemen. He's not hanging around to find out what the rest of the guys are doing. Fitzy in 2nd. This is a great opportunity, Fitzy, to get a handful of points in this race with Osman as well, the championship leader, in a healthy position. Dirk in 4th with Totem catching him up on the hard tyres, and that is not what Dirk needs to know right now. 35.6 for Dirk's first competitive lap, and Totem a 34.0 on a set of hard tyres. He is slinging Nissan, ladies and gentlemen, around Brazil. What a man, what a guy. Unforgiven holding on for dear life, and Smith trying to find a way by. And Toby is closing in with Grasshopper in 9th place. And Victor has caught him up. See, I told you he'd catch him up in the end. And Victor back on the back of the pack. Bailey's back out with a set of medium tyres and Clean Air. Clean Air is king. Brisbane, meanwhile, Clean Air is king. Ask him, he's flying. 31.9 on a set of mediums. And Fitzy, a 33.1 on his mediums. Osman, 33.1 also. And there we go, the rest of the hard tyres coming in. Unforgiven, Toby, Grasshopper, Victor, all in for their stops. That should put Bailey in a lovely, lovely position at the end of the lap. But he is going to have a 1 lap degradation deficit to those that pitted this time round. Brisbane, meanwhile, he's on the move. Bailey then comes across the pit lane, and everyone's still in the pits, and no, Unforgiven looks like he's going to get out. Unforgiven is going to get out, and it's changed to mediums. So great stuff. Smith stayed out. Smith and Totem staying out on their hard tyres. What's the tyre wear like? It's not terrible. We're on lap 4 of 17. I think these medium tyres should last. Osman hunting down Fitz. They're both doing exactly the same lap times last time around as Dirk has found his pace now. He's in the zone. Totem trying to close in on him, but he can't get any faster than him. Smith on the hard tyres, matching the guys ahead of him. Well, Derg, yeah, he is on those medium tyres, so Totem and Smith matching his times on the hard tyres is unbelievable. Bailey jumping up to 7th after his pit stop ahead of Unforgiven. Toby behind Unforgiven, now on a set of medium tyres. Grasshopper on a set of medium tyres with Victor back in 11th on medium tyres, but this time he is on the back of the pack. Brisbane, Totem now, the last two hard runners are coming in. Totem and Smith. Where is this going to put Bailey by the end of the lap? Derg still on his way, trying to stay with that top three. And Osman can't do anything about Fitzy. Fitzy a 32.2 last time around. Osman 32.2 as well. They are matching each other lap by lap. And Totem then on with the medium tyres, coming back out, as is Smith. Bailey going through the first, the centre S's, and is he going to beat him down the straight? He might do, you know. Yes, he should do. So Bailey up into 5th, but ahead of Totem, and Toby comes through ahead of Unforgiven. Oh, Smith lost out a lot there. Unfortunate for his pit stop, he's missed out some. Did he top up with fuel or something? He has topped up with fuel, but they haven't really used much fuel anyway. Oh no, Fitzy's had an issue. 2nd place, he's got damage. So Fitzy then, oh, from nothing, absolutely nothing, careers into the barrier. Poor Fitzy, that is not what he needed right now. He was having an absolutely stunning race, and he just asked too much from the Nissan. And Derg then up and into 3rd place. Osman up and into 2nd. Brisbane has done. He has left the building, ladies and gentlemen. He is out. He's out of sight. After that first race, I tell you, his first sprint races never go so well. He comes back twice as absolutely fast in the 2nd race. He comes back with a vengeance. Osman in 2nd, trying to keep track of him, with Derg in 3rd. Fitzy now in 4th, with Bailey in 5th. He's used both sets of tyres though. No more pit stops for Bailey. Totem there, he's made used both his tyres, sorry. With Toby all up and in his rear derriere on board with the Toby Master as he comes up towards the back of Totem. And he's got Unforgiven trying to climb in his boot. I can't believe Smith slipped down to 9th place there. Looked good. He was looking good. Maybe stayed out just a little too long. A lap or so. We'll see at the end of the race how the mediums match up. And Smith might have some amazing pace come the last few laps as the other guy's tyres fall away. And Toby then zeroing in on the back of Totem, and he's made it rather easy for him. Oh shit, I didn't mean to do that. Oh, and I swore I didn't mean to do that either. So yeah, Totem, I was meant to come out the car. So Toby, sorry about that cough, I've just heard it. I covered my mouth up, but it doesn't make it silent, does it? So Toby then moving up and into 6th place. Absolutely cracking move, but I think Totem got a little bit out on the curbs there, and I think he had to lift or he was going to go out even wider, and that gave Toby an absolute gift of a position. Bailey, oh no, Bailey's picked up a huge penalty, 1.5 seconds. My good golly and gosh. And Toby's loving that, and so will Totem, and maybe even Unforgiven. They're all in a crowd. Oh, we saw what happened to Brisbane with just a 1 second penalty. So this is an absolute nightmare for Bailey. He's just paid it, and he's already lost positions to Toby and Totem and Unforgiven. So Bailey slipping from what, 5th down into 8th. He wasn't 5th, was he? He may have been, I'm not sure. Oh, and he's coming back now. No, that was Smith on Bailey, wasn't it? Yeah, Smith also snuck one by Bailey there. Fantastic driving then. So Smith up another position, and this is not what Bailey needed, and it is what this championship could do with, though. This is going to be so tight come the end of the season. Smith then, oh, he's got Bailey up alongside him, and Smith, he's going to have to park it right on the curbs if he can stay ahead of Bailey. And he does beautiful stuff from Smith, and now he's going to have a fear that Bailey now has got Grasshopper looking around the outside, and Victor's right in the mix as well. No one can put a foot wrong in these positions. Unforgiven just ahead of him in 7th place as they close in. Smith, Bailey, Grasshopper and Victor all in a queue. Fantastic stuff. Brisbane, Osborne, Dergview still leading this race. They have not pitted yet. I think the top 4 may have not pitted with Totem. Oh, Totem may have. Hang on. I'll go back and have a look at Totem in a minute, but I think... yeah, Totem did start on the hard, so I apologise. Should be Smith. So... but I saw Smith make a pit stop. Maybe I got his tyres wrong. I'm sorry. I thought I'd written hards down for Smith. It looks like he was on... yeah, he was on the hards. He's made a pit stop, ain't he? So, that's... sorry. Not doing well, am I? It's because I've got all this information. I'm better off without the information. I'm going to stop writing things down. Keep looking over at my notepad, trying to sound clever. Brisbane then, absolutely... slinging this, and he is flying on those medium tyres. Osman unable to stay with him, but he is in a field of his own also. Derg, he's close by, is Derg with Osman. He has kept pace. Fitzy is the other guy who has yet to pit. So that was who I was thinking of, not Toby then, I believe, is the first to use. Is he? Yeah, we only had 4 medium users. 5. No, 4, sorry. So, Toby has made both stops. He is who the guys ahead are racing against. Toby already with a win under his belt here at Brazil. Totem in a good position as well. Unforgiven under pressure from the Smith. And Agent Smith here is going for the move up the inside. And somebody give him a crown. And crown him the Fresh Prince. Unforgiven then, he's going to try and come back though. And Bailey is still lingering. He has the fastest lap of the race. And he is still a threat, even though he had that huge penalty. And Smith, at the moment, after that cracking overtake on Unforgiven, is trying to get away because he knows what's coming behind Unforgiven. And that is a force to be reckoned with. We're on lap 9 of 17, and this is a lively race, ladies and gentlemen. Grasshopper driving like an absolute legend, down in 10th place. And 11th for Victor. Oh, more movement, more movement, more movement. What happened there? Unforgiven and Bailey, did they swap for a second? It flicked up, and there we go. Bailey is going for one around the outside on Unforgiven, but Unforgiven is not having it, ladies and gentlemen. He will not bend over for Bailey, but Bailey has finally got the move done as they come up into the braking zone, and it's very tight there, and Bailey there gets the move done on Unforgiven. And Grasshopper lining Unforgiven up next, 32-1 for Grasshopper last time around, 32-6 for Unforgiven. And Bailey then still trying to climb up the pack as Smith in 7th, Toten in 8th, Toby is in 5th place. They are waiting for Fitzy, Derg, Osman and Brisbane to make their stop. 7 laps remaining. They only have to use the hard tyres for 2 laps. Can they keep these tyres going for 5 more laps? Brisbane's front right looks like it's more than half used. And we saw when his soft tyres started getting a little wary that his car becomes slightly undrivable. So Brisbane will be well aware of what happened in the first race, and he won't want to risk anything at the moment because he is in a spectacular position. I believe he's going to get out of the pits before before Toby. Osman carrying on as well, and why would they not? They feel they've got the grip. The times are still there. Brisbane at 32.2 last time out. That's the he's not dropped a second. Osman 32.5 as well, still doing great pace, with Derg doing a 33.7, a little bit off of what he has been doing. I don't know if that's tyre wear or a slight mistake. Fitzy running second, remember, made that small mistake and put himself out of that battle. He was holding ground to Brisbane, between Brisbane and Osman, doing a super job. 33.2 from Fitzy last time out. Toby at the moment, he is just, it's a waiting game for Toby at the moment. All he can do is keep smashing those lap times and hoping that the front four come to him. Toten doing a fantastic job in 6th place. Could be in a podium, could be. We're not sure until the pit stops happen. Smith getting purples. He is on his way. Bailey chasing him down after getting that 1.5 second penalty, and he was the top man after the pit stops until the penalty came. Unforgiven in 9th place, having an absolutely cracking race. Next to, he had a bit of a dull race. The first race around wasn't quite involved, but this race has been very much involved. Oh, and Victor getting a little sideways there. He's got himself past Grasshopper somewhere along the way. Grasshopper doing a 33.9 last time around, and Victor managing to pull off a move. And he's looking at the back of Unforgiven, fancying it. Bailey pushing on. 32.2 last time from him. Smith a 32.5. But we saw Smith getting purples as he was making it his way around. And his main objective really is to try and catch Totem up in front. But Totem on an absolute push. 32.2 from Totem. Smith doing a 32.2 also. And Bailey doing a 32.5. So dropping time to the guys ahead of him. He was one of the earlier ones to stop. Is his tyres starting to feel it? They might be, you know. And Grasshopper slipping back behind Victor, but still on pace, so he'll be looking to come back. Brisbane, oh, he's used those tyres up. Lap 12 of 17. When will he pull the trigger? Is he going to push this car all the way up to the end of lap 15? Or is he going to come in early for those hard tyres? Will he risk that that medium tyre running so red? Of course he is. He's a sim racer. He's going to ride that car until it's absolute red. Osman then, hoping that Brisbane pushing too hard on old tyres is going to come good for him. But at the moment, Brisbane feeling his Nissan around, feeling it around. He's not snow pace. He's still doing, well, he was doing early 32s a couple of laps ago, and he's dropped to the mid 32s now, but that's still not bad. It's only 0.3 off of his pace. Osman, he's faster, I think. He's fast. No, he's not. He's on a similar pace than Brisbane at the moment, with a similar tyre wear. Derg doing a fantastic job in 3rd place. Could end up in quite a good position after the pit stops. And Fitzy, he would have been in a good position as well. Unfortunately, he had his, what did he get? He got a 1 second penalty, didn't he, or something? No, he had a little into the barrier, didn't he? That was it. He had a bit.
I have only just woken up.
He had a big one in the barrier, did Fitzy, earlier in the race, so he's done well to maintain. Toby absolutely driving like the devil is on his shoulder. Toten's caught him up though. 32.4. I don't know if he's lost time in this lap, but I'm sure Toten was not that close to Toby. Toby, has he struggled in this lap? Because the rest of the pack's starting to look slightly closer, are they not? Possibly not. I might be just getting myself bang at it. But it does feel that way. Osman's come in. Osman's come in. Lap 13. He had a couple of laps to go. Brisbane continues on. Derg continues on as well. Fitzy continues on. This is a crazy race, ladies and gentlemen. So where's Osman going to come back out in relation to Toby? Then we'll get a good view of what's going on up in front. Adam in the chat saying, morning all. Hi. These racers are committed. I have only just woken up. They're not racing now. We're not live. This is a replay. And Osman then he's coming out around the same time as Toby. It's going to be tight between them. Yeah, this is a replay from Sunday night's racing. Yeah, they're not racing at this time in the morning, my friend. And Osman, Toby is... yes, Osman's out ahead of Toby. He's on the hard tyre, though. It's going to be a struggle, but Toby's tyre's starting to get a little old in the tooth. So Toby may struggle against Osman's fresher hard tyres. We will have to keep an eye on proceedings, but that means that Brisbane will easily clear them. His fuel is starting to flash as well. Is fuel an issue for any of these? Dirk, he's very much, he was absolutely the fuel king last round, and this round he's used it all. And again with Fitzy. So Osman, yeah, he's got a quarter of a tank. It looks good for the rest of the field. They all did top up then, obviously. Bailey in 8th, still chasing down Smith. Unforgiven in 9th. Victor in 10th with Grasshopper slipping back a little bit there. In 11th, Derg has come in. Brisbane has stayed out. And I think Derg's was more about the fuel than the tyres. And Fitzy also coming in because of the fuel. Osman so far still holding the 4th. He's the championship leader, don't forget. He needs the points. He didn't have such a hot sprint race, first race. So he's looking to get some good position here. And at the moment, second place will do. But he's on the hard tyre, racing Toby, who's in a lovely set of mediums, bedded in, nice and sweet. Totem in 4th. And Smith moves up to 5th. Dirk's still not out yet. Bailey. Nor is Fitzy out. Bailey's moved up. My good golly gosh. Derg then comes back out onto the track alongside his sparring partner. Unforgiven, but Unforgiven is up and in too, but his tyres are pretty old. So Derg, he's got that on his side. And Grasshopper, oh, poor Fitz, he's come out behind all of them. That doesn't seem right. He was higher than that, I'm sure. So Brisbane, he leads this race, but he's going to be into the pits. But we think he's got enough. And that's it, yep, he's driven that car as much as he got out of it, and he's doing the mandatory 2 laps on the hard tyre, and you can see how much Osman is struggling now against Toby on those medium tyres. But this is perfect for Brisbane as well, as much as Osman can hold up Toby, but Toby has broke free. The Tigers have been released, ladies and gentlemen. The Tigers have broke free. And Brisbane giving a little fuel splash in his NASCAR as Toby comes down the straight, and Osman chasing him for everything he's got, trying to get that toe, but he just won't have the grip when they get to the corner. Now I am pretty sure that Brisbane's going to easily beat these guys out onto track. There you go. Brisbane leads against Toby, and Osman in 3rd. Totem in 4th place. Great drive from Totem in this race. Smith back up into 5th, looking more respectable after that pit stop. Bailey in 6th. A 1.5 second penalty really stitched him up. A kipper. And Unforgiven in 7th. That's a lot better than the first race. Victor in 8th. He'll not know what's gone on there. He had quite a good race. And oh no, Derg has picked up a huge penalty as he tries to close in on Victor, who's got a very shady set of medium tyres. And Victor will not want to give way to Derg, who is absolutely flooring it at the moment. Grasshopper might gain from Derg's misfortune there if he can keep up with him, and Fitzy must be just absolutely broken-hearted with what has transpired in this race after running a strong second place for so long early doors. Brisbane, meanwhile, then on his out lap, just about to start his final lap, and he has an absolute humongous gap from Toby, who is on fire this round. Absolutely cracking with a first and a second, but it's not over yet. Adam saying, gotcha. Well, you are committed then, Thingy. Adam saying, on point with the commentary. As ever, my friend, no finer accompaniment for coffee and breakfast. Well, you are most welcome. Brisbane then. It's been an absolute banger after the mistakes in race 1. There was no other way this race was going to turn out in Brisbane's mind. He was going to absolutely beast mode this one. Toby, again, another cracking drive from the touring car Nissan driver. And Osman, podium position, back where he should be. And hopefully trying to cling on to that championship lead, which he could well do with Bailey not scoring well here. And Toby will be closing in on Bailey. This is going to be so tight. Gosh, I can't believe how tight the championship's going to be. I'm trying to sit here, think, and do the math in my head, and it's amazing how tight this championship's going to end up. Brisbane then making his way around for the last time up the hill of Brazil, and it's been an absolute banging round, ladies and gents. A huge well done to the League of Champion drivers. They have put on a show of shows. Well done, Brisbane. Great win. Toby, first and second, can't complain. Cracking stuff. Osman on the podium, take a boo. And there's Totem in fourth. Great drive. Smith in fifth. Bailey comes home in sixth. Unforgiven in seventh, with Victor coming home in eighth ahead of Derg, and he didn't do too bad with that penalty. Stayed ahead of Grasshopper, and Fitzy, he'll not be happy with that, will Fitzy. He was running in a very strong second place for the first part of this race, and just one small mistake put him into the wall, destroyed his race, it seems. But there we go. Brisbane, another win, his second win of the season. And in the chat, Smith saying, top commentary as always, mate. Thank you. And Smith saying the Brisbane race 2 pole is becoming a pattern. It is, isn't it? It's like he's almost... I'm not making allegations, but making mistakes on purpose to get pole in the next race. Now, he would do that. He's going to lose too many points. So Brisbane, another fantastic drive there for the win. Toby coming through the whole pack to finish in second is a great effort and job, with Osman coming in third. Super stuff. Totem in fourth. Smith in fifth. So his fourth in the championship could be quite safe. We'll have to see. He's got Grasshopper and Unforgiven chasing him down, and they finished behind him. So Smith still holding in the championship table. Bailey coming home in sixth. That's not a position he wants in this championship fight, with Unforgiven in seventh. Victor in eighth. Derg finishing in ninth. Grasshopper in 10th. And Fitzy, unfortunately, coming in at last. But, wow, he had a cracking first half of the race. Just remember that. Well, that was the League of Champions Round 3 from the Ultimate Racing League. And I tell you, this championship is absolutely lit. So, next week, we will be, I think we're at Laguna Seca. I'm saying that before I've even looked. But I think it's Laguna Seca, and you don't want to miss that. It is. So they're going to be slinging Nissans at Laguna Seca next week. So do not miss that, because that is going to be fire. Thank you for joining me, Thingamajig, here on Thingamajig's Racing channel. I do appreciate you tuning in, having a chat with me. It's really cool. Thank you very much. Got nothing else to say. Drink Dubby Energy. Get that down thee. It's good for thee. And get yourself some nice Eldridge air conditioning, because the temperature's going to be going up soon. And I've just finished my coffee. It was a little cold, but it was worth it. Adam says, thanks, Thingy, for the entertainment. Ah, bless you. So that's me Tiru, peace and love, peace and love. That's all, folks.